Thanks so much for joining me. I have a 20-minute core focused yoga class planned for you today. I have my mat set up in a crisscross. You can just have one mat. I have that so I can demonstrate both directions. Go ahead and kick off those shoes and let's get started. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna start in child's pose today. Stretch your arms forward, kneeling at the back of your mat. Press your hips towards your heels. Melt your forehead to the floor. Just take a quick deep breath in here. And exhale it out. Good. Let's tiptoe the arms over to the right side of your mat. So you're gonna stretch out that left side of your body. Take a nice U-shaped, banana-shaped stretch here for your left side. Good. Now tiptoe on over to the opposite side of your mat. Take that same side stretch as you press into your hip. Open up your right side body now. Breathe into your right lung. Good. Walk those hands back through center. We're going to shift into all fours here, coming into tabletop. Palms under shoulders, knees under hips. Let's warm up the spine. So cat-cow. Round your back, tuck your chin, tuck your tail. Then reverse it. Drop your belly towards the mat. Lift your heart, lift your tail. Go ahead and flow here a few times through your breath, warming up your spine, prepping those core muscles for the work that's to come. Excellent. Stabilize somewhere right in between cat and cow. Take one leg out, doesn't matter which one. Flex the knee, flex the foot. We're going to circle that knee a few times out to the side, under and back up. Just warming up the hip. Press into the hands. And then let's opposite the direction. Go the opposite way. So down, out to the side, up and back. Take a nice big circle as if your knee has a paintbrush on it. Good. And release. Switch sides. Side 2 here. Pick up that knee. Flex the foot. Flex the knee 90 degrees. Out to the side, under and up. 3 nice big circles. Firming the core here. Firm the triceps. Reverse direction. Other way. So I'm going down first, out to the side, back up, last one. Excellent, release it. Curl all 10 toes under. Firm those triceps, push your hands down and float your knees up over the mat. So coming into bear. Hold here and breathe, waking up the core, waking up the quads, shoulders engage. Excellent. From here, you're going to exhale, lift the tailbone all the way up to the sky. Reach your heels towards the floor. Let your head dip down between your biceps. And then you can make whatever adjustments you need to make here for your first downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal it out. So alternate one heel to the floor. Switch sides. Get a little stretch here, like you're marching in down dog. Ribs to hips. Look at your shins. All right, we're going to lift up from the tippy toes and then roll forward, belly button in, kind of like a wave, cascade forward into your plank. Palms right under the shoulders. Hold that nice plank asana. If you need to make this less intense, put your knees on the floor. Soften up those elbows. We're going to shift forward and back like you're doing a calf raise. So rock forward and rock back, pushing the balls of the feet into the mat, warming up your wrists and your shoulders. Last one here, I'm going to have you shift forward and stay forward. Lower yourself all the way down onto the mat. Belly will come down. Walk those legs out long. Stretch your arms out to the side in a T. Exhale, lift your head, chest, shoulders, arms up. And we'll hold here for a breath. Get a little bit higher, waking up your back body muscles. Good. And then release. Turn your gaze to one direction. Let your ear melt into the floor. Whichever way. We'll do both. Don't worry. On the next exhale, lift everything back up. Pick up those arms and maybe pick up those legs. Stretching out, lifting the knees, lifting the heart. Take one more breath, waking up that back body. Turn your gaze the other way as you just kind of melt into your mat. Release your heart to the floor. Deep breath here. Good. We're going to stretch all 4 limbs back up off the floor, taking that like a skydiver pose here. Reach your hands back by your hips, lift a little bit higher, and if it's in your practice, interlace your fingers behind your glutes and start to draw your knuckles towards your legs. Spin your inner thigh bones up and lift those legs a little bit higher, locust pose. Try to keep the neck moving long up out of the spine. And then make a pillow here. Bend your elbows, rest your forehead on your hands. We're gonna bend both knees and just kind of drop them from side to side like windshield wipers.
Rest that forehead to the ground. Suction your belly button up and in. Then we'll drop the toes behind you. Slide your hands by your ribs. Pick yourself up to all fours. Let's take a child's pose. Stretch it out. Come back up to center. Palms under shoulders. Curl the toes. Downward facing dog. Lift the hips. Let your head just melt between your biceps. One more breath here. Heels are heavy. We're going to start with the right leg here. So go ahead and reach your right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. And then scoop your right knee through the center like you're going to kiss your knee, come forward into a plank. Inhale, reach it up to three-legged dog. And then right knee to right elbow. Take that outside here. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg to the sky. Then let's go to the opposite elbow. So twist towards your left elbow. Come back up, right leg to the sky. Exhale your right foot between your hands. See if you can keep your hips nice and high as you step right foot to the front of the mat. Right knee over right ankle. Leave your back leg lifted. Come on up into a crescent. Hands up over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. Sink a little bit lower in that lunge. Plug those fingers up into the sky and then exhale, pull them down into a nice cactus stretch. Do it again. Inhale it up. Exhale, pull it down. Scrape your elbows on the back wall. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, pull it down. Stretch your arms back by your sides. Tip forward here. I'm going to turn sideways. Tip forward so you can make a nice little airplane and a ramp for your spine. Pick up your back leg as you step onto your front leg. Square yourself. Reach your fingers. Lengthen your back leg. Excellent. Lower those fingers to the floor. And as you do, bend your standing leg. Lift your top leg a little bit higher. Standing splits. Bow towards your right leg. Head bolt ankle down. The wider your base, so hands far apart, easier. The more narrow your base, closer to your ankle or foot, harder. Start to bend the right knee, and as you do, set your left leg back down. Come back to low lunge, lift the heart. Plant those hands, step right leg back to match the left. Shift your weight forward, just like we did in the beginning of the practice. Come down, chaturanga, elbows scrape your ribs. Any amount of cobra. Maybe you lift up a little bit, maybe you lift up a lot. Shoulders out of the ears, elbows hug in. Exhale, fold. Push into the heels of the hands. Come up and back, child's pose. Hang here for a breath if you need it. Otherwise, we're going to flow right to down dog for side two, curling the toes under. Lift the sit bones. Let your head drop. Stretch those hamstrings. Engage your shoulders. All right, left leg. Stretch that left leg up to the sky. Inhale. And then exhale through the center here like you're going to kiss your knee round forward. Inhale it back up. Left leg, you're going to bring knee to left elbow or left tricep. Inhale back up. Push through those finger pads. Take it across the body towards the right tricep. So a twist. Inhale it back up. See if you can step that foot all the way through. Aim between your hands. Keep your hips high. Lighten on your fingers. Scissor your legs together and stretch on up. Crescent lunge, sink low. And then we're going to add those cactuses. So reach it up, cacti, excuse me. Exhale, pull the elbows back. Good, reach it up. And exhale, pull them back. Last one, limbering up that shoulder joint. Stay low in your lunge. Stretch your hands back by your hips as you tip forward. Take that nice airplane lunge on side two. When you're ready, step onto your front leg. Lift off, come into a warrior three balance. Kind of feel a little bit of a locust vibe with your arms or shoulders. I'm wobbling. Go ahead and bend your left knee. Reach for the floor. Grab with your fingertips and lift that right leg up a little higher for standing splits. Bow your head. Getting a stretch here in that hamstring. Good. We're going to exhale and bend that left knee. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Low lunge. Tucking the toes under. Light on those hands. And then plant your hands. Step back to plank. Shift the weight forward. Take your chaturanga. Any amount of back bend, cobra or up dog. And let's see if we can just flip the feet and come straight into down dog. So rolling through those feet, lift your tailbone up. Move the shoulder blades up towards your tail. Excellent. We're going to come forward into plank once more. No rest here. Drop to your elbows, your forearms. Sink down into those forearms. Stack them right underneath your shoulders. We're coming into dolphin plank here. Option to have your knees down or to interlace your fingers for a little more stability. Separated hands and toes tucked. No knees is hardest.
One more breath here. We're going to open to the side here. So just turn your left arm in, 45, and roll to the outer edge of your left leg. And reach right arm up. Good, one more breath. Hips high. We're going to slowly lower right arm to the floor. As you shift those hips to face the ground, let's do side 2. Turn your right arm in, 45. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Stretch your left arm up. Side arm balance with dolphin arms. Keep the hips high. We're going to slowly lower that hand to match the floor. Find dolphin plank once more, and then we'll tiptoe the feet in until you're in dolphin pose. Push into those forearms. Shoulders are engaged, stretching the backs of the legs. Head is heavy. Start to walk those feet back and reverse. So you're going to slowly melt your belly down towards the floor. Slow, 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 and allow your belly to find the floor. Open up your hands, take it into Sphinx pose. Expand your chest, stretching out the core. Beautiful. Slowly release. Plant those hands to the floor right by your floating ribs. Pick yourself up to all fours. Take the hips to the heels. Child's pose. Quick roll in those wrists. Excellent. Let's shift that weight forward. We're going to swing the heels around and come to sit upright in the center of your mat, prepping for some boats. So you're going to take those hands behind you for some support and use your fingers behind you. Really press your spine tall and then zip up that middle. Lighten on your fingers, lighten on your toes, and pick up your feet one at a time. So you can stack those shins parallel to the floor. If you're ready, let go of the floor. Let's catch those hamstrings, pulling that heart forward. Still easy? Maybe let go of the hamstrings and reach the palms up. So you're now in a modified boat pose. Some of you are ready to take it to next level, kicking those legs out to straight. If that's you, go for it. I might stay in modified. One more breath here. And slowly plant the feet, catch your shins, pull your heart forward, look up, chin up off the chest, and then round your back, chin towards your chest. Come back to neutral, and let's take an inverted table. So taking the hands back to the mat behind you, fingertips are going to turn out a little bit, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Feet are hip distance, drive those heels down, and push your hips up. Allow your chin to open. Let's take a nice little chest stretch here, work the back body. Slowly lower, take your time. Your hips come down last. Beautiful. Check behind you that you have room. We're going to rock and roll. So catch those shins and then like a ball, just roll forward and back a couple times. We will meet on the floor. One more roll, massage your spine. And stay here on the ground. Hug those knees in. Rock them right, rock them left. Finish out that massage. Excellent. You're going to take the hands to the hamstrings now and extend your legs up to the sky. Straight as they'll go. It's okay if they're not all the way straight. Reaching your fingertips towards your toes. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders. Do a nice little hold crunch here. Hold and breathe. You're going to lower one leg, whichever one you like. Stay there in that L. Take your hands together into prayer and crunch across your top leg, whichever one it is, right or left. A nice twist. One more breath here. You should start to shake. And slow release. Hug the knees, circle them out, let your head rest. Let's go side 2, hands to hamstrings. Kick them out, flex those toes back towards you. Stretch your arms over your shoulders. Let's curl up, crunch and hold. Remembering to breathe. Side 2, whatever leg you lowered last time, do the other one. Lower it down just to your tipping point. Wherever you have to stop, stop there. Palms come together. We're gonna crunch across the other leg now. Hold it here, twist it out like you're wringing out a sponge. Slowly lower the head, shoulders, bring the knees back to the chest. Rock from right to left, maybe draw some circles. Excellent. Take those feet, plant them really close towards your glutes, and you can reach down with your fingers, see if you can touch your heels. Let's start to push the heels down into the floor as you bridge the hips up. Triceps pushing down, and if you want to, more challenge, walk your hands together behind your back and interlace those fingers. So you're in a little shoulder stand here. You're just on the shoulders and the feet. Good. Start to release your fingers if you chose to interlace. Lower your spine one vertebra at a time.
no hurry. Take those knees, rock them out right and left. Windshield wiper. Excellent. Slowly return to center when you feel even. We're gonna take a nice stretch here. So catch the hamstring of your right leg. Let's kick that leg up to the sky. And then slide your bottom leg out long. If that's too much, you'll keep your bottom knee bent. Let's add some challenge. Climb that leg, curl up the head, shoulders. Come into a crunch here. Extra credit if you want to lift the bottom leg and float it, hover, finding your L. Good, release, slide your hands down. Keep the leg that you have, give it a little bend, and we're just gonna guide it into a twist. So drop it across the body, open up the heart, stretching out that right arm, shoulder height. Good, come back to your mat, and we're gonna switch sides. So set the right foot down, catch the left hamstring, kick it up, supine hamstring stretch, and let's slide that bottom leg out long. Start to climb. Use your crunch here. Use that exhale up to the top of the leg. And then maybe float the bottom leg, get a little more activation. And then with the exhale, slide it back down. Head, shoulders, come on down. Keep that left leg, give your knee a bend, and let's just gently guide it over to the other side of your mat. Open up your left arm, a little twist here. Beautiful, slowly roll back through your center. Set those feet down flat. We'll take a little hip stretch now. So extend your right leg up, flex the foot, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. You could just push your right thigh bone open and get a great stretch there, or you can reach your hands through the window of your legs, hugging that hamstring in. Flexing both feet will help protect your knees. Let your shoulders melt. Good. And then we'll exhale, slowly release. Set that foot down, uncross the legs, switch sides. So extend that leg, flex your foot, cross the ankle over the thigh. You could push it open, or you could reach through the window of your legs and take a nice outer hip stretch. Completely up to you. Deep breath here as you stretch the outer hip. Good. We'll slowly release it, uncross it, take a little rock and roll forward and back until you find yourself up into a comfortable seat. Go ahead and face the front, so crisscross applesauce, just crossing the ankles, sitting on the hips here. Go ahead and reach the arms up and take those fingers behind the back of the head. We're just going to twist right and left. So exhale your elbows, torso towards the right, and then inhale back to center. Let's switch, go to the left. Wrapping your ribs around. Let's take a few more. Exhale to twist. Imagine that your head is on a puppet string and someone is pulling you tall. Exhale to twist. Really using your obliques here. Last one. Exhale through. Inhale center. Beautiful. Let's take a gentle stretch here. So right hand to the floor as you stretch your left arm up. Roll those ribs to the ceiling. Maybe look up. And we'll slowly switch. Take the left hand to the floor and windmill that right arm up. Take a little opening. Maybe look up. Chin up off the chest. Beautiful. Slow release. Fingers behind you as you send your legs out long. So we're going to be in staff pose. You can pull the pillows off the couch. So gently pulling the flesh back off of your sits bones. Inhale as you flex your feet. You can have soft knees. Reach your arms up. And then we'll twist to the right. Open into a T. You should be familiar. Inhale back up to the top. Exhale, twist to the left. Good. Inhale to the top. Let's take one more each way. Really rotate and wrap the ribs. I always say the visual of like wringing out a sponge or a washcloth. Inhale, center, and then fold over your legs. Forward fold, pike pose, melting your heart towards your thighs. You can let your forehead fold in too. A nice back body stretch. We're going to slowly walk those hands up, taking your time, lifting the heart over the thighs. Hands out at shoulder height. Zip up the middle here as you're about to roll down. And the hands are just going to be your counter weight to help you not fall into the floor. Slowly, slowly, use your core. Roll your way down. The middle back, then the upper back, then the arms and head, shoulders. Reach those arms overhead, point your toes, arch your back here. And And then I want you to just go ahead and place your hands on your belly, bend your knees as you step your feet in, knock those knees together, take your feet wide, and close your eyes for a moment. Breathe into your hands, and then exhale it out. You can stay here as long as you'd like. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me today. I hope that your core feels alive and energized. Have a great rest of your day.